Welcome to Talk is Sheep, the official podcast of the Wild Sheep Society of British Columbia. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Mountain Tough Fitness Lab. Come along with us as we take conversations that matter to you into the high alpine. We have partnered with Mountain Tough Fitness Lab to help get you in shape and mentally stronger. Whether you're a veteran hunter or just starting out, the Mountain Tough app will take you to the next level. We personally train using the Mountain Tough programs, and we believe in it so much that we want to give you 6 weeks for free using code SHEEPBC. That's SHEEPBC. Check out Mountain Tough Fitness Lab. You won't be disappointed. El Jefe, here we are again, back behind the microphone, and time to catch up on all things wild sheep.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since we've just done a good old chat session and talk to Mr. CEO here and find out everything that's going on with stuff, and I'll pretend I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's good to catch up once in a while and just see what's going on in the world. And what do we say? What's the worst thing that could go wrong? We just freewheel it. I'm unemployed and you're kicked off the board.
Yeah. If we go too far, you lose your job and I'll be booted off the board. But hey, let's get this party started, right?
It's always an adventure. So I see you're sucking back on some trench there. Is that the Dahl, or what do you got there for a brewski tonight?
That is the Dahl's Legacy Lager. Our friends over at Trench there just they did another batch just in time for a horn aging seminar that we put on there, and me being me, and I'm working about 2 blocks away from there now. I had to pick up a flat, so.
Yeah, I got to support them, right? It's all about supporting the local economy. It has nothing to do with your palate and the desire for another cold one or anything like that, of course. So,
no, it's strictly for conservation.
It's for the sheeps. Awesome.
It's all the sheeps.
Yeah, so we've done this collaboration, I think 3 years in a row now. We've done one every year. We did Dull Sheep last year, Stones the year before, and then we had our Kelly Bighorn. So it's kind of cool, that collaboration. We're talking about doing something this winter. It's pretty hard to beat that Dahl blend, though, man. That lager is sickly good.
It goes down smooth, and it was kind of neat. Like when we launched it in Dawson this year, and you walk into the arena, and everyone's holding a Wild Sheep Society Trench beer in their hand. Like, that was awesome. It was cool to see. Like, I don't know, it's something special when you're at a sheep event like that, and everyone's holding on to a sheep beer, and with every beer they're buying, supporting conservation. Like, it was cool.
Yeah, really cool. So yeah, we'll have to figure out what we're doing this fall. We haven't really nailed that down yet, but worst case scenario, there's going to be some beer at the event with our logo on it from Trench. It's just a matter if it's stuff you've tasted before or something new. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, it's a terrible worst case scenario.
So you mentioned the horn aging. Let's chat on that. We've had a pretty good run of events here. So the most recent one was Prince George. Tell us about how that went.
It went pretty good. We had a fair amount of people show up. We don't know if we hit capacity, but it was pretty packed in there. There wasn't much room left. Morgan Anderson, she did a great job presenting and kept the crowd entertained and focused, and she ended it with a little bit of mountain goat aging as well, and identification, just to avoid everyone's consolation nannies when they're coming out of the bush. But no, it was good. It was nice that they were thinking about that and kind of threw that at the end and what to look for, because there's a lot of people out there that don't like to go home empty-handed. So if they don't get their sheep, and a lot of the times when you're going into sheep country, you're seeing goats, so might as well know what you're looking at. And then Landon Birch gave us an update on the Stone Sheeps project that he's been doing, and he did an excellent job of that. And then there was a good solid follow-up Q&A, and people got to come up, put their hands on the horns, did some door prizes, sent some people home happy with some swag and a better knowledge set when it comes to sheep.
Yeah, so this is something we focused on pretty hard this year as a society. And it harkens back to Penticton. Well, actually, it harkens back well before that. And we've sort of seen these numbers creeping up in underage and illegal harvest for wild sheep, sort of in that COVID era when everybody was out trying to kill stuff because they weren't allowed to do anything else. And so we've seen some like really staggering numbers for, illegal sheep being harvested that year. And we've really concentrated the last few years. We've been working on a whole bunch of programs around this. So, again, we've seen a bit of a dip for a few years, and then last year was not good again. The numbers were... So we had our horn aging event in Penticton at the Sleuth Conservation Mountain Hunting Expo through our Sheep Hunter University. We had close to 200 people show up. Craig McLean did a wonderful job on horn aging there. And then we had one in Comox here earlier in the month in July. And then Abbotsford a couple of days later, Bill Jex came down from Smithers and did a great job. And there was over 60 people in Comox, over 100 people in Abbotsford, and then, whatever it was, 60, 70, 80 in Prince George. So we didn't get them all, but we're trying really hard. We got some other things in the works here. We're also working on a horn aging, online horn aging course. We're working with Silver Core on that. And they've generously donated their platform for us to use for this horn aging aspect of it. It's kind of their donation to conservation. So it'll be no charge currently at this point anyway. Maybe at some point that will change, but as it currently sits. And as an organization, just to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, we're advocating for full-on horn education, that you have to do the course, you have to go through the program. And some people don't like it. Too bad. We have too many mistakes being made out there. And our job is to look after the resource and do the best that we can. And the one thing you've heard it, Greg, I've heard it, is that if we don't take matters into our own hands, eventually the government will be forced to make a move, which probably will result in more restrictions on us, certainly courses, but more importantly, probably restricting the number of rams we're allowed to take. And the outcome will not work in our favor. So definitely high on our priority as an organization.
Yeah, and we all know how hard it is once they take something away. It's damn near impossible to get it back. So if we don't smarten up as hunters and get our shit together and start being better at aging and taking mature rams, it's good odds it gets taken away from us. Like, not even just LEH. If it doesn't come back, and if it does come back, it's going to be a long time. So we need to be better. It's funny when you mention, the COVID there and the weird uptick that we had and everyone taking illegal rams. Like, it was, I shouldn't say everyone, but like a large number and a big uptick. And we thought it would just disappear after that, and it hasn't. So there's still a few too many getting taken, and, we need to be better. And for those of you heading out sheep hunting, if you haven't checked out the horn aging stuff we have on our website, just go to thewildsheepsociety.com. Right on our homepage there, you can take Bill Jex's seminar and educate yourself before you hit the field, or just brush up. It's always good to brush up, even if you're pretty good and seasoned veteran to a new hunter. Just brush up on your horn aging and be confident before you pull that trigger. So,
you're a seasoned hunter, Greg. You've spent a lot of time in the bush. You're multi-generational. You've taught your son to hunt. What are some of the strategies? You've been sheep hunting enough. What are some of the strategies that you're using when you're out in the field for horn aging? How do you sort of avoid pulling the trigger on something you shouldn't? Do you have any plans or any thoughts on that?
Yeah, mine's always just been, if there's any doubt, don't pull the trigger. Like, don't even... If there's a little bit of hesitation, don't risk it. If you're not 100%, if you're 99%, don't do it. Like, and if you're with somebody else, have them double check too. Have your partner confirm. Don't screw it up. And you've seen a lot of my pictures. A lot of those are taken during hunting season, where you look at it after, you're like, yeah, coulda, shoulda. Didn't. Better safe than sorry. And what do they say? Is a good sheep hunter someone who leaves them on the mountain?
Yeah.
Or a bad hunter, whatever, however you want to put it. But
Yeah, no, absolutely. One of the strategies that I've been using now for a long time is in BC anyway, we have to be 8 years old or past the plane of the nose, the bridge of the nose. Read the regulations just to cover my butt here. But one thing that we do is, me and my partner, we always make an independent assessment. We're kind of like, we look, and then we sort of say like, where you at? And we sort of check in. And then, you both make sure you're past the bridge of the nose, or if it's, one of those rams that are, and there's rams in the province that in certain areas, they just don't break the nose. It's the type of ram. They're big, heavy, deep, and they don't really go past the nose. And I've hunted those areas too, and they're really difficult, but we age them independently. And I've got a rule, and my partner kind of has the same deal, is that if it's not, both of you don't get 9, we don't do it. So, and then you got that fail safe. If you got an annuli that's snuck in there and it's not quite, but there's all the other cues, right? Like all these horn educators, they do a great job of educating us about, the Roman nose and the swayed back and the belly that looks like mine, all that sort of stuff, right? And when they all sort of fit the profile, and then he's 9 years old, now we're starting to get somewhere, right? So that's kind of my fail safe. I've let so many rams walk that I counted 8. I was pretty confident they were 8, but they weren't past the bridge of the nose. And I'm just like, it's just not worth it. It just isn't worth it. And for me, it's double jeopardy for a guy like myself or a guy like you, that it affects our what we do every day, right? This is our life. So I'm going to be unemployed if I make a stupid mistake like that. So. It's good to take it seriously anyway, I guess, is what I'm trying to advocate. So,
yeah, well, the one you mentioned were there with the big belly and the swayed back, and they got a swagger about them when they're big, and I find you can tell, and it's not just sheep, it's deer, moose, bear, like they've got a swagger, they've got their big pot belly, like the big mature ones, you can, without even looking at through glass, you get a little bit excited when you see them walking. They walk around like their shit don't stink, and they got that swagger.
Kind of sounds like the president of the Wild Sheep Society BC. Just saying.
Well, I still stink though.
Yeah. No. Well said. Yeah. So there's lots of great stuff out there. Lots of great techniques, and a thing for me is like lots of eyes on sheep, getting your brain into that mode and thinking about it. The one great asset we have now in terms of technology is like phone scopes and that sort of technology, right? So throwing the scope on there, as we all know, sheep generally are they don't bounce around for the most part. Like if they're there, they stay there, and if you bounce them, they're probably gone. But take your time, get your eyes on them, and get them on the scope, and count them and count them and count them again. And so that's a great technique as well. So lots of different opportunities to sort of make sure of it. And but the big thing for me is like mentorship, right? Like I've had the benefit of hunting with a very seasoned hunter that's over the years has had a lot of experience, and that's been really helpful for me and a great resource. So yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah, if you can get a partner like you got with the experience, that's you can't beat that. Learn from experience. You learn from the tricks. Yeah, like I don't know. It's hard to put a price tag on learning from someone that's been there, done that several times over.
Well, and I'm going to wax philosophically here for half a second, and I apologize already, but it's our community, right? So for those of you listening that aren't a member, and that's would love to see members join, come out to our events, get involved, come to the horn aging, and get educated. But if you can't make the horn aging or whatever, just come to a pub night or come to the Salute Conservation Mountain Hunting Expo, the Northern Fundraiser, because that's where sheep hunters are, right? So it's just like anything else. If you want to be successful at something, you go where the pros are, right? So our events are filled with like professional sheep hunters. Whatever, they don't do it for a living. That's actually, in some cases they do. There's many guides and outfitters around there too, right? So such a great community for that, just to have the dialogue and the thought. And, there's so many great conversations that you have, that the long conversations about hunting, about killing old mature rams and why it's important. Yeah, there's legal rams that are 6 years old, but why do you want to kill a 9 or 10 or 11 or 12-year-old ram? Why that's important, right? And I never really got that before until I started going to these shows. And then there's this kind of conservation community, their wild sheep family, I like to call it. And it's just, it changes your perspective. And now, you're picking up things, you're getting ideas, you didn't know where to go on the mountain, but somebody said, well, have you checked out this area? Or you buy somebody enough whiskeys and you start getting the slippery lip, right? So, I don't know. It's shameless plug and self-serving in the sense that we're a member-driven org. We'd love to have people involved, but I also feel like that first show to me, I went to, it was in Kelowna. It was a game changer for me. It was it changed my perspective on hunting. It changed my perspective on conservation. And once I did it, I was like, I'm never I won't miss one of these again. This is a big deal.
Yeah. When I had the similar situation, when I've said it over and over again, like I went to that show in Kamloops. I never looked back, and I wasn't a sheep hunter. Still not really a sheep hunter. Like I go, but it's suck at it. But I'm all like, you meet the family, and you're just, if you're paying attention and you're trying to do everything that we have going on at the shows, whether it's the seminars or bio updates, you learn about sheep. Then you get to have a good time after that stuff too, and you get to mingle. You meet everybody. Like you meet so many people at the shows, and you get sucked right in. Like I almost fell in love with the sheep community, and like I haven't looked back. It's only been 6 years since I went to a show, and dedicated, God, couldn't even tell you how many hours volunteer to put into this, and I love it. Like I don't know. Join us if you're not. if you're not a member, join us. We're trying to suck everybody in right now too with the the drive to 2,000. We've got over $10,000 in a prize package. Like we got something special going on right now, and I don't know. No time better than now to join the society.
Yeah, absolutely. $10,400 in prizes. A set of Zeiss binos valued at a couple of $grand from our conservation partner, Zeiss. We got a Stone Glacier pack, Onyx map, lifetime subscription, and the list goes on and on and on. Just a phenomenal setup. So, just for the prize package alone and the odds, right? Just do the math, right? Like you buy a lottery ticket or you buy a raffle ticket, your odds are not quite as good, but you buy a $60 membership to the society. And the way we've got this one structured too, it's pretty cool, is that if you buy someone else a membership, you both get your names in. So you can go out, buy your wife, kid, friend, whatever, introduce them to the society. Or even better, go and buy, if you're not a member or not attached to society, go buy a friend one, get your friend, him or her, to buy you one, and you both get your name in twice. But it's a great opportunity to join an organization that, I don't know, I think we do some pretty phenomenal stuff, Greg. We look after hunters' rights. We contribute to the CCFR. We look after predator management and work with the BC trappers and managing wolves and coyotes and other predators. We spent $629,000 in projects last year, northern burns. So a lot of great stuff is being done for conservation, but we look after hunters too. We've got One Campfire. That's an initiative that's trying to sort of maintain the relevancy of hunting in an ever-changing and more difficult world. We lost the grizzly bear in 2017, and One Campfire came out of that. So lots of great work being done on the advocacy side. As many of you may be aware, Vice President Barker, myself, we're down in Ottawa, and we're at the Conservative Hunting and Angling Caucus, where we presented on wild sheep conservation. Pierre Poilievre was there, likely our next Prime Minister. So great opportunity to network and get our word out about the importance of what we do in the conservation world, hunter advocacy rights. We kind of do a lot of that stuff. You yourself are Government Engagement Committee Chair, so lots of important work being done there to sort of hold government to account on what we're doing, and we're not afraid to get our hands dirty. I don't think a lot of elected officials love us because we stand up for what we believe in, and we don't. We go in and we knock on their doors and we tell them what we want to see and that they're working for us, and obviously respectfully as we can. But we're out there looking after what we feel is important and what our members feel important, and we do the best we can. So.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're not we don't shy away from upsetting the apple cart. I know our members don't get to see it, but we ruffle feathers when they need to be ruffled, and it's I don't know how else we can really say it and be acceptable for the podcast and not upset too many people. But if we need to make noise, we make noise. If we got to bang on a desk, we bang on a desk. But we try to be as respectful as possible when we do it, and we're here for our members and for hunters and outdoorsmen and women. Like we're here to do what's best for everybody and try to unite it, the outdoorsmen and outdoors women, and we do a damn good job of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, well
We're
said.
Self-serving right now, but hey.
Well, like as a society, not you personally. It's not like you personally benefit from this. But yeah. So August 1st, how many rams do you think hit the ground this morning? I know there was more than one or two. I can say that right now with confidence.
Oh man, I've been waiting. I've been scouring social media, just waiting for people to be popping out of the bush.
Yeah.
Or just my butt when you see the people share their in-reach messages, or my buddy just sent me this. He's got one down. Like I'm looking forward to the excitement, or just even getting the text messages and phone calls from a bunch of people just that I know that are in the bush right now. Just eagerly waiting since I'm not doing it myself.
Yeah. My good buddy Nolan he took his daughter Chloe. They're in there. He did a fly-in. I'm not going to mention the lake, but they did a fly-in, and so he texted me yesterday. He's like, "Oh no, Chloe's feet are on fire. She's got blisters," and I'm like, "So yeah, my heart goes out to you, buddy. Been there." So he's like, "What do I do?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you tell me." But I haven't heard. Well, he did get back to me last night, but I haven't heard this morning if they're back on the trail or whatever. But so August 1st, it's the opener, and it's game time. So what's your plan? What are you doing this fall? I haven't even really. I know you're not going early, but obviously you were here. But what else you got planned?
You know what? I was banking on LEH's kind of before I set my plans and didn't get them. So I think I'm going to do a lot of hanging around in the Prince George area and learn local, since I really don't know much about the area still. Chase some elk, obviously chase mule deer. That's my favorite thing. And then potentially go and chase some bighorns maybe in October, late September. Just go down south now instead of up north like it was before. How about you?
Yeah, so I was going to go for the opener, and then my buddy had some issues with his Achilles, so we binned that, and I just we've been lots in my personal life going on. We're as we've talked on the podcast before, moving and building a house and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So it's been a bit of a rat race. So I just thought, you know what, you can take it easy, spend some time at home. I'd usually go for the opener. I kind of like it. It's tends to be a favorite. I do it pretty often. So I've got an antelope hunt lined up for October. I've got a hunt there with my wife Melanie, and her and I both have tags for antelope in Alberta. And then I'm going to try and do some late season bighorn. So we'll see how that goes. And then Melanie, she went and did that field to fork course through the Women Hunt Industry Program. So we paid her own way. She went down and did the course there that I think Women Hunt just announced their 12 winners today. So that's really exciting for that program. And but anyway, we did the paid side of it when we and Melanie did, and had a phenomenal time. And to use her words, it changed her life, which I've seen that. And now like we're cruising along, and like Kirsty's a hunter, and like, oh, there's the deer, like, oh, that's a little spike buck or whatever, like, oh, there's some sign there. It's like, so it keeps me on my toes. So anyway, I'm going to get her out with her this fall, and I think she wants to chase some blacktails on the island here and see what else. Her sort of bucket list animal is, she's really keen on elk, and Delia Roosevelt, she can get drawn for that, obviously. So we did put in for draws this year, and now she's living my pain. She's like, I didn't get any draws. I'm like, yeah, well, welcome to the club, sweetheart. So anyway, so we got that antelope hunt. We're really stoked about that, and then we'll do some island stuff here. And anyone on the podcast, if they want to take me and my wife hunting for elk somewhere, let me know. Well, I know I know a couple of people that'd be keen on it. No, just kidding. So we just want to get out and chase some stuff and get after it. Just ordered a bunch of Sitka gear online. I put in a huge order for her, and so she's got all her gear coming there, and she did pick up a Weatherby rifle, but it hasn't shown up yet. So she's like full on in. Like she's like, yeah, it's we had to remortgage the house again to cover all of it, but super cool that she's as keen, and it's bloody expensive outfitting for two, as you know, you've done it yourself. So
yeah, it's not cheap to start them off. Definitely not cheap to start them off.
yeah, no, for sure. So it's funny, she knows more about the Sitka line than I do now. She's like, oh, what about this? I'm like, I don't know the women's line, obviously, right? So I run Sitka, obviously, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Is it green or is it gray or is it? That's the one. No.
Yeah.
No, obviously we know a bit more than that, but
yeah. So it should be good fall.
Yeah. That'll be cool. That first real season's it's pretty exciting to be a part of. I'm still trying to track down deer for the kids, so it's maybe this year. They've got late season draws, so we're gonna go for it.
Well, Connor's he's kind of the bear whisperer, but he kind of is jinxed on the ungulate thing, isn't he?
Yeah, well, the ungulates, the poor kid. I've had him on so many good deer, and just then finding out late last year after a hunt that turns out he's colorblind to pale colors, so you can't. If a deer's not moving in dead grass or low light, he can't see it. It could be standing out in the open, unless there's a horizon, it's not happening.
That's pretty interesting, eh? Like, and it changes your perspective. You're like, I know you're a patient guy, Greg, but like, you're like, holy crap, like, come on, man. But now, like, you find out it's like physiological, right? Like that's a game changer, right? Have you done any research on what that looks like and how, anything that you can do? I guess if you can't see it, you can't see it. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do. There's not corrective lenses, but preventative lenses for, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, he's got some special glasses that stop it from getting worse. But it was literally like we had no idea. He had no idea. There was never any hint of it before, and just flipping through a book and at the eye doctor and said those 2 pages are the same color. It's like, no, they're not.
We've got a problem. So that explains a lot.
Yeah. So we got to do some work on where to go. Really, now is got to think more of the landscape and what the backdrop's going to be, and can we get him into a place that's going to be contrasting colors that are good enough for, like, is a light colored background, or hunt near water so you can see the water in the background, or you don't want to shoot over horizon. That's a bad thing to teach people, so we won't be doing that.
Yeah.
But it was definitely some challenges, and then my daughter's got her challenges too, so we got some work cut out in this household to harvest some animals for some kids.
In other words, in apocalyptic times, you're not going to be relying much on anyone else other than yourself. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
In this house, it'll be all me, 100%. They can take care of the animals in the backyard, I guess, but that still seems like it's my problem when the time comes. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Well, I will say that your family is awesome, and Connor was down at the Sloot Conservation Mountain Hunting Expo last year and just crushed it, man. He volunteered, worked his ass off, and loved the kid. He's a great conservationist, and probably a better conservationist than most because he can't kill anything. just kidding, Connor. Just totally kidding, buddy. Just got a joke about it. But
we probably broke some child labor laws down in Penticton with him.
Yeah,
full days every day, but wasn't getting paid, so it was okay, right?
Yeah, he's like, I need a break. I'm like, well, maybe tomorrow, buddy. Yeah, no, he was an all-star for sure. So, yeah, no, it's all good. So yeah, what else is going on? I guess we got our Magnificent 7 raffle. We drew that early bird a couple weeks ago, 2 weekends ago, and that was awesome. Egan out of Oliver, 71 years old, never won a thing in his life, and he was just like, he was texting me. He's like, "Where's that gun?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's coming, buddy. Don't worry." It's, but we still have 6 more to go. And again, Precision Optics and all these industry partners. And there's too many to list, but 6 beautiful rifles, 86,000 and change in prizes. And so, you do the odds. Like, I think we're less than 2,500 tickets sold to date. And if you do the math on that, it's less than that. It's like 2,500 tickets, and we got 6 rifles left to draw. So that's a 1 in 400 chance. Those odds are phenomenal, and the prize packages start at $7,000, and the grand prize is worth north of 20 with that Gunworks. I think it's a Climber, just absolutely stunning rifle from Gunworks. They step up again and again and again as our conservation partner. It's an absolute beautiful package.
Yeah, while we have that running, we also have the Zeiss Reliable Gun Optics raffle too, which is, a pretty good raffle, and it's $20 a ticket, and that draw's actually coming up at something fun we do every year for conservation that a lot of people travel from around North America to attend. It's a little fishing trip.
The who's of the sheep hunting world comes together at the Jurassic Classic in Chilliwack, and we got the big kahuna going to be there this year for the first ever.
Yeah, I waited until I moved, 8 hours away before I showed up to one. But hey, it's might as well. I booked the time off. I'll be there.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
So, dude, it's sick this year. Yeti's showing up. They're bringing their media team, and so they've stepped up big time. So all participants are getting Yeti branded shirts, or Yeti shirts branded with the Jurassic logo. They just went into the print screener today. They're going to be phenomenal. Everybody's getting a Yeti. What do they call it? It's a Rambler mug. It's not the mug, but it's the chug with the chug lid on it. 792 milliliters. It's awesome. They're freaking awesome. I use them all the time everywhere. It's all I drink from. They're perfect for me. So everyone's getting one of those. And there's so much free giveaways, pins and everything and all kinds of things. So it is one for the books this year. It's going to be our 9th annual. So we got one more year to go to the decade, and I just can't wait for it. But just honestly, it's one of the funnest events. It's very intimate. It's exclusive. You can only get it by buying these teams during the winter at these different events. You can buy a sheep show, and we have a few other events, but just a great time to get people together, and it's just like a hoot, absolute hoot. Like, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, we look forward to having a good time on the river, but there's something going on right now at the time we're recording this on the river that it's a game changer for fish and wildlife, and could be devastating for a lot of people. There's a big landslide just at the Farrell Canyon, but that yesterday morning or overnight yesterday, and sounds like the water's getting pretty high and getting ready to spill over, and they put in a flood warning from where the Chilcotin meets the Fraser all the way down to Hope right now, and all the waterways connected. So I don't think there's too many people that have got evacuation orders. But there's a lot of people that are in potential danger, and a lot of critical wildlife habitat for sheep that's going to be affected, and a lot of critical habitat for fish that's going to be affected. And well, the fish is already affected because the water got cut off. Going down that stretch of the Chilcotin, and the Fraser dropped, I think it was like a foot almost immediately once the landslide hit. Like it's pretty devastating, pretty scary, because nobody knows what's actually going to happen. You just know it's going to happen any minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And, for those communities that are being affected by it, and obviously our hearts go out to them. And, there's a lot of stuff going on in BC right now, and Alberta with the wildfires, but honestly, it's all across the Western Canada and the U.S. So lots of places, but yeah, that's a big one, and it definitely is going to have a serious impact for wildlife and obviously fish and stuff like that too. So it's definitely hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's getting the heck out of there and letting the first responders do their thing. And pretty scary.
Yeah, for sure. It's the thoughts are with everybody, and hopefully it trickles over the bank and slowly erodes and everything goes back to normal. But the experts are saying probably not.
Highly unlikely. Yeah, for sure. So we'll be waiting to see the outcome of that, and hopefully everyone's getting out of the way and letting it do its thing. So, but
So we have everyone listening to this. If you've been out in the field and you've been successful, we want your stories. We want your pictures. And we don't, we'll take content that's not even success, because going out in the field is successful. Once you get out your house, stop working, hit the highway, hit the airstrip, whatever you're doing, put boots on the ground, that's a success right away. So we want to hear your stories, whether you got something or not. And we're looking for photos. We're looking for your stories. We would love to, if you've even got video clips, we would love to be able to share your content and tell your story. And hey, you might even end up on this podcast talking to Kyle while I'm the hype man in the background.
Vice versa. And yeah, for the magazine, obviously as the editor, this is just a general call out for content. So if you've got photos, we've got kind of two sections for hunting content. We've got our members content brag board, if you will. We look for basically 50 words and 2 megapixel picture or better, 1 or 2. So if you anything in the field, and we love sheep photos, but hey, we're not too fussy. So if you got a great elk or anything like that, goat, anything like that, we'd love to have it. So September 1st is the cutoff for the fall edition. We'd love to get your content in. And then if you can do a long story, and hey, we always send some swag out to those individuals that send us the long stories. So if you got a cool story with some cool photos, send it in. Send it to kstelter@wildsheepsociety.com. And you don't have to be in BC. If you're if you're from down south or, out east, that's all great. Send us the content. Love to have you as members. You don't even have to be a member. I'll try and wrangle you into buying a membership. Maybe I'll even buy one for you.
Life memberships from Kyle. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Greg's going to buy the whiskey. Yeah, for sure. So I hope you guys were in a trench in Prince George for that horn aging, because apparently Greg was buying whiskey for everybody. That's the story I heard. But
yeah, it was a hard place to find whiskey.
No doubt. Yeah, go to a brewery and order whiskey. Yeah. Well said. So yeah. But awesome. Yeah. So if you can get us the content, that's great. So, and we'll edit it for you. We can help you with all that stuff, but kstelter@wildsheepsociety.com, and, be outside the province. Doesn't have to be a BC story. Doesn't have to be sheep. We're just looking for good content, good stories. And if there's something you want to see in the magazine that you're not getting, let us know. We'll do what we can to go out and source it. Had a good chat with Matt Ward today and asked Matt to do some writing for us. He does a lot of writing, does a great job. So we're trying to find new content, keep it exciting, keep it fresh, and make it something that you guys are proud to have that magazine lay around on your coffee table.
Yeah, and if you pay attention, maybe we'll do a cover photo contest in the near future here or something. Just pay attention in the background.
Ooh.
I think we're going to force something out here. Surprising Kyle right now too. No.
Awesome. Well, buddy, I think we've chatted enough. It's great to connect with you. It's been a long time for just a good old BS section between the two of us, and it's always nice to connect. So.
Yeah, definitely. Look forward to hearing from everybody coming up, and you'll hear from us a few more times too.